Greetings, positive greetings from the universe, and welcome to the Feminine Drive. It's me, your host, Warrior Empress, and we are here again. Another Friday, another blessed Friday. We are here in the land of the living, so you know we must give praise and thanks. And we are into the second week of January. We're moving fast, yeah? So, how was your week? How things? Did you get through with stuff that you plan to do? Those who made the resolution, how things looking so far? You sticking to your changes? One day at a time. As the old people would say, one day at a time. Do not stress yourself. Do not look for changes to happen too quickly. Right? It's not an overnight thing. Don't be too hard on yourself. Step by step. We are looking for progress, small as it is, but step by step. So last week, we spoke about health. We are looking for progress, therapy, small as it is, right? But you know, there are a lot of different. So last week, people, we spoke about health. We are looking for Gushan therapy, right? Yeah. But you know, there are a lot of different. So the Gushan therapy suggests people want to know health. We are looking for Gushan therapy, right? But you know, there are a lot of different. I am still processing what the therapy said, and the Gushan therapy, right? But you know, there are a lot of different. I am still processing. Message me and said what the therapy said, and the Gushan therapy. I mean, it was amazing. But whether it's the Gushan therapy or whatever we are using, the focus was speaking about health. We talk a lot about our health is our wealth, but you know, most of us not serious. And for those of you who are serious in terms of keeping a healthy body, watching what you eat, etc., I say kudos to you. Because it is discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. Keep at it. Encourage someone along the way who you know might be a little weak and faltering. Encourage your brothers and sisters along the way, because listen, as I said before, you can have what? If you don't have health, what do you have? What do you have? The very money sometimes you have to spend it back in your health. And let me tell you something. When you're too far gone, that said money can't even help you, you know. Can't help you. Right? So let us not wait until it gets there. Let us make an effort to have holistic health. Not just physical, but mental health as well. Because for me, that is the platform. Spiritual and mental health is the real platform from which everything else is spring off. Because you ever see a car break down on the highway, real good body job, yeah, the car looking best, a top series too, but the car shut down. You know why? Something inside, either the engine failure, something electrical failure, whatever. But on the outside, car looking real best. Well, compare some of us to that. We looking real good on the outside, bright like a rose, sweet, and then the inside ain't too good. You know? So the makeup and thing is cosmetic. You have to look good. You know, you put on your clothes and you're looking hot. But make sure the inside, your engine room, make sure all your pistons fire, eh? Make sure everything on top, topper, as the young people will say, topper. So we are continuing along the vein of health, right? You know, because as I said, the year now starts, and it is important that persons taking care of themselves, I find that should be communicated. I don't care. Listen, not that I don't care, but if I could reach 2 people, I happy. I reach somebody. And I believe that it is my duty to put that positive message out there. Let me see if I could reach somebody. Right? I might be able to call somebody to sit and think and say, hey boy, you see what Warrior saying there? That message is for me. You know how long I contemplating going by the doctor? Nah boy, I going Monday or I going Saturday. Right? So, it is the message. I always say nothing will happen by happenstance. And once the spirit move me, I move in that direction. So I decided at least the first 2 sessions for the new year we deal with health. So this evening, My guest this evening is, I will say, phenomenal. I'm using that word, phenomenal. Right? Direct your attention to the beautiful, I call her Queen, Queen Dorinda Divine. Right? She is a wellness advisor, a holistic beauty and wellness advisor, and also a medical esthetician. Look up the word now, yeah, esthetician, right? I must have practiced plenty before I pronounce it. But we are going to speak with Dorinda as it pertains to holistic health. That's a lot. I will try to see how much I can get from her within this one. So welcome, Dorinda.
Salutations.
Welcome to the Feminine Drive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited. And where should we start? As I said, so much I want to pull from you, eh? But let me see if I can do it in a nice flow. So let's start with the medical esthetician. What is a medical esthetician?
Okay, you have aesthetics that everybody knows: makeup artists, facials, body scrubs, body mask,
Right.
different types of pedicure, manicure. When you go medical, it steps up.
Oh.
So yes, I have branched off into seeing people who are about to ascend.
Who are about to?
Ascend.
Okay.
Like fourth stage cancer, different types of
terminal
patients,
illness, etc.
Yes. However, I still do the who's who, the makeup, the
Right.
facials. I still see my other clients that are not patients.
Right.
Alright. However, I'm more prone to seeing people who are not, who are terminally ill.
Right. So medical esthetician, as you said, is like a makeover. If I was to
if you do body augmentations,
Right.
we would be the persons that would massage wherever you had an augmentation. If you had a breast implant, tummy tuck, butt enhancement, we
Right.
would massage it, make sure that it sits right, fix it. Yeah.
wait. So of course I would, I would read about these things,
Right.
implants, etc.
Right.
Because it's silicone, correct?
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
Some you right now you use saline. You see, yeah. So even if you have a puncture, it's one with you. There are many different things.
Listen, this thing is amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. So it's not as dangerous. I think when it just came out.
That's back in the day.
Oh,
Not anymore.
it step up.
Yeah, of course.
My gosh. But your job
You
is
have implants that you'll never know you have implants. You go under the arm, through the navel. You'll never
you
know.
can't tell. Buttocks, etc.
Yeah,
You
won't.
cannot tell.
No, you won't.
But a lot has to do with the person doing it as well.
Well, the surgeon, yes. However, and also the client, if you have a client that listens. A lot of people don't like to listen, you want excessive. Right?
Oh.
If you do well proportion, you like yourself.
So they advise you. They would say, well, listen, big boobs mightn't look good on you
Use
because
your shoulder,
hold
your
it.
neck.
Right. And then all this set of buttocks you want to put on, you might look like a, what do they call it, a cocoa scorpion.
But I'm kind of a little different where people who know me know because I'm spiritual and a more holistic person.
Right.
I would advise you much better,
Right.
Because remember, while some people, you may have had a breast removed because of cancer,
Right.
so you have to have your prosthetics
Right.
to look normal because you may not feel comfortable. There are many parts of us that cancer seem to like now, okay?
Yep.
Today I showed one of my patients' brother. Try for him to understand why cancer is so rampant now. Remember, the cows are not they're not eating, they're not grazing. There's an opening at the side of them that they're being pumped estrogen and stuff. So
That's
the
a female hormone.
Right. So because you're giving the cows and treating the cows unnatural, we are organic, and organic adheres to organic.
Right. Supposed to.
Right. So when a synthetic has to come in an organic, you have to fool the organic that the synthetic is a synthetic, which is in most meds, right, that you take. So once it fools the cells, it's like when you're getting the cold, remember, it stays right here, and a little after 6, when it mimics the soldier, it's going to try to get in there. People say, how does it work? I said, From the time you start to yawn, is your brain not having enough oxygen, so you yawn.
Right.
Right? When that steps in, whatever virus wants to come in, is going to use that opportunity to pass the soldiers. All right? And it camouflages itself.
So that is the vehicle it will use to get
right,
into your
and
body.
they're called free radicals.
Right. Well, I've heard it too before.
Right. So antioxidants kills free radicals.
Right.
The highest form of antioxidants is vitamin E and C taken together.
Right.
So when patients...
Which must be taken daily because of no vitamin.
Well, my thing is they tell you that, but I will I say to everyone, we're in the Caribbean island, so sucking in a citrus fruits is good enough because they carry the C and the E and other things, the B's and stuff, right? However, you need to know that that's what you need. That is a need, and we need minerals because we are mineral based.
But let's go back to what you spoke about with the medical esthetician. So you said persons who would do implants, your job is to make sure it sits correctly.
Right.
It's massaged.
That means massage properly.
Right. So then you are saying persons who have implant, they need to do regular massages.
That's right.
Right.
Everybody needs it, but
Well,
when you've had work done,
but yeah.
Right. Once you massage the breast or the butt or the tummy, you're not going to have lumps. You never know where something needs to be moved.
I understand.
Right? Just like lymphatic drainage for cancer patients and stuff like that. And that's why we're here.
What about persons who would have done, let's say, hip replacement, knee replacement?
Same. It depends on what your doctor advised. Because remember, we go on basis of what your medical doctor would advise.
Right.
Right?
So you are guided by what
because you don't want to be a counterindication. Right? Every single thing in moderation within intelligence is okay.
I like that. Could you repeat?
Everything in moderation within intelligence
is
okay.
Right. I mean, everyone has their choice or choices.
Yes.
For me, I'm listening to you about the massages and the implants and making sure that it sits right. And sometimes I wonder, well, why even go into all that? But
I would say
everyone has the right to make their choice.
Because of who I am and what you see sometimes. Okay, so you had children.
Right.
And when you take your clothes off, be it male or female, because people keep looking at the female for augmentation. Male have augmentation.
Male do it, of course.
So we stand in front of the mirror and there's nothing that's making you feel feminine again because you nurse your children or you work hard or there's viscosities, you have varicose
veins.
Right. And there are things that makes you feel less feminine. And if there's something that can help you visually, because remember you said it. Right. If inside is not okay, no matter how you fix the outside,
that's right.
It's not going to connect. Because again, I've met a lot of models that I've taken care of that are exceptionally physically beautiful.
But
however,
inside,
they're messed up.
They're messed up.
Yeah, they don't appreciate who they are. They don't feel comfortable with themselves. And I'm here, one of those people that likes to show you who you are. From a different perspective, from the spiritual, energetic, vibrational frequencies within our energies perspective.
Right. No, I like the train. I like the train, the conversation going. Because you're speaking about make yourself quite comfortable and move vibes in.
Yes.
This is a let you hear down well, none of us. But you relax yourself. Because I can't sit too proper, As I see a couch, I like to lull off.
There's a thing.
Right? I like to make myself comfortable. And this is the whole purpose. But I like the training conversation going. You spoke about women let, for example, stretch marks.
Yes.
After nursing a child, your breast drop
and C-section.
And C-section, they call it the muffin top. That stomach don't come back flat. You could do a million sit-ups. I think it has to be in your genes. But doing C-section, especially if you had more than one, so your whole body changes. And if you are not mentally strong, if you are not a person with a high self-esteem, you feel unworthy. Added to that, you might have a partner who doesn't help the situation, right? Vice versa, because as you said, men do it as well. Men do the cosmetic changes. But I'm going to speak on the part of a woman. So after childbirth and all that, you might have a partner that finds you not attractive again because of the fat, the C-section, the breast, etc. And if you are not sound in terms of spiritually or mentally, that starts to affect you. But before we go into that, let's take a little break from our sponsors. You know, these sponsors important, and I love to big them up. So call your friend. Listen, important information sharing here. Stay with us. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. We're back inside the Feminine Drive with Queen Dorinda Divine. And before we went to the commercial break, the Queen was saying to me that, you know, we're talking about women or persons, both male and female, but specifically women who would have gone through physical changes. And one of the most common ways is through childbirth. And they don't feel too positive about themselves. And we are talking about holistic health, holistic development, right? How do we, let me see how I could phrase this, because we have different approaches.
Yeah.
Everyone will tell you, well, I do this and it works for me. I read a particular author, their books work for me. Everyone, I always say life is not a one size fits all.
That's right.
What may work for me may not work for you. But basically, and you said something, you have met some of the most beautiful women and they messed up. I like to say, all of us messed up. Some more messed up than some. But all of us dealing with something. We still healing from something. As I said, some people doing a pretty good job, but we have those who things affect them differently.
Yes.
Tell me, or rather advise the public, because I know a lot of y'all, you know, as I said, we all dealing with something. How do you deal with an individual like that?
All right, so say we take an individual with a very low self-esteem, had no body augmentations, everything is okay with them. When you look at them naked to do an assessment, you see their breasts, everything is in order, you measure and everything is okay. However, they are insisting. Before, if you're a good person, you advise them to be honest, because most of us need to be grounded in our truth.
Oh, yes.
All right. Once you find the grounding for that person, for them to really face themselves, because some people, the opinions of others has become their truth. And that isn't the truth. The truth is your own self, facing yourself. That is the most important aspect of everyone's life. We were all born perfect. You were told that you were imperfect.
Correct
and you
is right.
You
believe that,
right?
That
so
you were
when I
created
hear
imperfectly.
Right. So every time I hear that statement, I always correct someone. I says, I don't think source makes mistakes. I think you were led to believe that you were, and so you began to make mistakes. Okay. However, the nice thing about a mistake, it's a dis-ease that can become ease.
We could fix it.
That's right.
We could fix it.
Once there is remember, opposite attract. To every action, there's a reaction, cause and effect that will have a result.
Correct.
Right? That is science, and that is the reality of everything. If I pelt this pen up, it's going to
come back down.
Right. So once we understand the factual truth of physics, we understand that the science of spirituality is what it is. Right? What is really wrong here? You know, it's like people who go to a bar. You're not going to a bar to have a drink, you know. Something's not okay.
Because you could buy that and drink home.
That's right. Something's not okay within you. When you figure that truth out, it doesn't matter if you go there 7 days a week, from morning to night, like you see some people and you wonder, don't they have to work, you know? Then you realize that person's inner reality, inner self, is distorted. It's diseased. It's diseased. And that is why they tell you free radicals come in and now you have disease. Okay? And this, a lot of people never understand when someone says that you have a disease. What is your disease?
Right.
You know, it's like if you get a headache, someone tells you something and you don't get a headache, your back hurts. That's where you're holding your disease. Some people, their shoulder might hurt or their finger might hurt or something.
Based on the information, and they start to process it.
Right.
They get a stomach pain.
Right.
Yes.
Okay?
You're correct.
That is where you hold that spiritual, energetic, low frequency vibration. Where we know, okay, you have your chakras or your human meridians, all right, or the human energy zone. There are many names for the same serpent that makes that 7 points.
And you know, as you said that, the as you said, serpent, the health logo is the serpent.
The Orbis, yes.
I just thought I would touch on that because we have this skewed concept about anything that we see with a serpent, but the health sign.
It's just like the phoenix. When it reaches to the pituitary gland, it's going to get wings, and you're going to be okay. But what we were discussing is that your chakras or your human energy, it's not aligned. And once it's not aligned, you could always tell what is bothering the human being.
Right.
You will know what color they're weak at. And once the person has a color that they don't like or they're uncomfortable with, we know the medical part of their body that's not okay.
Right. Now, again, what Dorinda is discussing, I know there are persons out there who, what's up, and she talking colors don't have no effect on people and chakras and listen. Now, as we said before, there are different avenues called by different names that persons would have used or using, and they say, well, this does work for me. What I believe is everything connects.
Yes.
It's one universe.
That's right.
It's one divine creator. Everything connects. Because of geography and language, we have names ascribed to different things. But really, there is one universe.
That's right.
It's one divine creator. Everything I believe because of geography and language, different we have names ascribed. It is to different things. But really, but it's not why there is one universe. Information. It's one divine creator. Other than the one you think. Everything I believe because of geography. What you know? And language. That is the gospel. We have names and nothing else. It is work to different things. Nothing else makes sense. But it's not why there is one universe. Information divine other than the one you think. Everything I believe because of geography. What you know and language. That is the gospel. But I want it is work to different things. Nothing else makes sense. But it's not why there is one universe. Information divine other than the one you think. Everything I believe because of geography. What you know and language. That is the gospel. But I want it is work to different. Nothing else makes sense. But it's not the best. There is shapes. The information divine other than the one you think. Everything I believe because of geography. What you know and language. That is the gospel. But I want it is work to different. Nothing else makes sense. They are not tapping into shapes. They are an appreciation other than the one you think. Everything to know that so among the billions of people, that is the gospel. But I want it is there is only one word. Nothing else makes sense. They are not tapping into that alone fuel me to have this, full to the brim self-esteem. But persons who don't matter what you tell them, they are those, they just, there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you can do. I believe some people, there is nothing you could do.
Remember, everyone who allows, the word allow, I can say anything to you. And once you allow, one of the things that I say to affect
me, that's where the change starts.
That's it. So you have to be careful what you're allowing into your vibrational frequencies, because once we match,
once we are compatible,
once the vibrational frequencies match, two positive magnets can't ever touch. Has to be a positive
and a negative, right? We talk about the opposite attraction.
However, in energy, once the energy matches, like if we're quarreling, and I answer you, we are matching in ignorance of the quarrel. However,
that's how it will get fuel.
Right.
And the old people say, the change from the dollar makes the noise. So if you hush, the quarrel go down.
That's it. So remember, a fool has ignorance. An intelligent person is wise and knows that that's not the way. We will never, ever work anything out under these conditions. No. So someone has to submit, and a lot of people think that if you submit,
you're stupid.
And that again, it's a lack of knowledge, it's ignorance.
In other words, humility.
That's right.
Humility is an important.
Understand that this is the level that this person's vibrating on, and allow them to calm down. Allow them to carry on. And when they're calm, then they themselves, because of your actions, within your reaction, they will know that I need to speak with you.
Hopefully.
No, they do.
Dorinda,
you have to be an alpha. Once you're an alpha, that is not
And
true.
what is an alpha for persons who...
Right. So you have alpha, you have 4 things. You have gamma, beta, alpha,
right.
theta.
Are you taking me back to school, boy?
Right. Once you're an alpha positive person, or a person who understands that we never stop learning.
Correct.
Right. A person who says, I know enough, I don't want no more, I've had enough. Okay? You're a person who will allow yourself to assess things, the differences of things, to educate you more. Because every day in this occasion called life, we are learning.
We are learning.
Right. So you're an alpha, and you're very quiet, and you realize certain things are very uncomfortable. You just assess, observe, don't absorb. And then when you're ready, you sit that person down or take them for a walk, and you go through and you read them. I always say, know that they will cry. The person, 99.9% of the time they cry. I think 1% lash out at me, people who I've had to deal with, right? And they will lash out and say, that's not me, that's not me. However, I've had very insultive letters, very horrible verbiage. But when they went home, they thought about it, and the next day they came and they hugged me and they cried and they apologized and they say, I've never had anybody speak to me about myself like that. I never had to face myself like that. Right. But I didn't do it within arrogance.
Right.
You do an alpha mother or father love, that universe, because everybody thinks uni means one, but it's to unite, and it's one verse, one accord. Right? Yes, there's source, but it's a universal prime force energy that is source. And you, all of us, came from that DNA of source.
Now you said, you're speaking about alpha persons who possess.
Yeah, but they're alpha negatives too, huh?
Oh, no comment to that, like you're in my head. Because everybody won't be an alpha positive. There are persons who just don't have the ability to take it calm, discern. Alright, I ain't gonna talk to them now, let it explode. I will deal with them tomorrow or later. Not everybody could handle things like that.
That means that person's not an alpha.
This is what I'm saying. You have the persons that are alpha negative, right, according to the description. And I believe that there are persons who would remain alpha negative.
By their choice. Freedom of choice.
So you are saying alpha negative, if persons subject themselves to the process of change and acceptance, choice, etc., they can move from being an alpha negative, which is a counterproductive type of human, right, to being an alpha positive.
Yeah, because alright, there's an exercise I tell everyone. Sometimes, okay, I have a lot of tattoos. Right, I have about 28 tattoos. Right?
Wow.
So anyone who sees my tattoos,
form opinions.
That's right. See my haircut, whatever, you're already put in a box.
We like to label people in Trinidad, boy. We love to do that.
It happens everywhere.
Yeah,
however, I have come to know that a lot of people who are marked are more pleasant than those who don't have a mark. But it doesn't mean that some who don't have a mark isn't as wonderful and as beautiful.
Right.
Right? So the thing is, take the veil off, stop judging. Allow the person to speak their truth. Right? You want to be, or you're aspiring to be, an alpha positive. Remember, there's a good negative and a bad negative, because females are negative, males are the positive. In science. Yeah, they're the plug, we're the socket.
Okay then.
Okay, so once people understand that, because a lot of people say, no, dear, I'm not a negative. You are, in science, you are. You are the oracle. He's not. You understand?
Well, I will tell you this, and I like the word you use, oracle. In the Ifa Orisha system, right, which is, Ifa is about wisdom. You said women are the oracle.
Yes.
It is very much the same. The teachings are the same in that we say the women have the Aje.
Yes.
They carry the Aje. They carry that energy. Not that men are insignificant, eh? Right? They are not.
They have the seed of life.
Right. They are not. But women, you see, for too long, for centuries, women have been looked upon as subservient and they just serve a purpose of procreating, etc. Women were created with the Aje. Our belief system, that is, as I said, the Euphoria system, teaches that. You are saying the oracle. So it's put across in a different way. And really, I believe that. And it is, I think, what causes a lot of women today to have low self-esteem, not believing in themselves, etc., is from those teachings centuries ago, where women are like someone's property. Somebody owned them.
I don't think that
even today some men still behave like that.
They don't know the value and the worth of themselves. You are an oracle, the only vessel that brings a spirit into a physical. And once you sit and acknowledge what that means and become wisely intelligent from the knowing, you would see yourself in a different light.
Information, though, yes. So
you
have to be taught.
need to understand. You had sex. The seed of life came into you, the tree of life. And now you have a life growing. And at 3 months, it's going to have a soul. And that soul is going to continue knowing everything of you, understanding the sounds within and outside, the love and everything.
Yes.
Now you, at 9 months or 10 lunar moons, you are going to give birth. No other can do that besides mother.
Other. Yes.
Okay, so once you understand,
love how you put that.
So you have to understand that you are not the lesser.
Could never be.
You're not the lesser.
Could never be. Woman, listen, eh?
And two equal halves is a whole. You cannot have a big half. It's an oxymoron statement that a male is here and a female is here. You have to look at things in the creation and recognize that it's female.
That is it. And you keep using the word vibration and vibrating. And if we are to continue vibrating on a low level, we will not perceive this type of information.
Yeah, because you're spinning top in mud. I tell people, if you could learn just 3 words every day, the history and the meaning of 3 words, your life changes in 21 days. It takes 21 days for our brainwave activities to change.
Don't go into that just now. Remember your last word, as they said. We're going to take a commercial break. Heavy stuff going on here. I hope it in dumpling, as they say, dumpling for babies. Cut it up and take it bit by bit. Stay with us, we'll be back.
Lavender Center. At Lavender Center, we specialize in Gushian therapy, provide treatments for chronic diseases, and a range of healthcare services to give you that feel-good boost when you need it. Let your food be your medicine, and let your medicine be your food.
Welcome back inside the Feminine Drive. So we are speaking with Queen Dorinda Divine, and we are speaking holistic health. Dorinda Divine is a medical esthetician. She's also a beauty and wellness advisor. And we are talking about development of self. How do you move from a state of being an alpha negative to alpha positive? So you don't understand what that means? Alright. How do you move from vibrating on a low level to vibrating on a high level where you can manifest positive things into your life? Yeah?
So it's pretty easy.
So we're talking about the 21 days.
So you have 21 days for your brainwave activities to change into anything. A good person or a bad person.
And that is and that is where
science.
That is science.
That's the science of anything. Okay.
So that is why I would see a lot of things on, like when I go looking for little yoga exercises and stuff, I see 21 days package. do this in 21. Oh,
Because you need to
okay.
change your brainwave activities to see if once you match. And once you match, there's no stopping you. You'll either be a good person or you're not going to be a good person. So we need to understand vibrational frequencies.
Yes.
Everything has a vibration.
Truly, everything.
Single thing.
Upon this earth.
One of the things that you easy to understand is that you and I having a good rapport, and I said something to make you uncomfortable, and I read it. I feel it in your vibration. You didn't say
I ain't say nothing, but you know,
right. And one of the ways I tell people, we're having a very good time, and somebody walks through that door, you didn't even turn around, but your vibe changed. That's just an alpha negative if that person come in. And people say, yeah.
Sometimes they change your whole mood, boy.
Whole mood of everyone.
Your whole mood.
And that is a very, very powerful alpha negative in the bad way.
So you have the powerful alpha negative and the powerful alpha positive.
Remember, no one can touch your vibe unless you're matching it. So know that whatever is in that person's in you, because you can't turn the dial of a radio and it be distorted and get the frequency right. You have to turn the dial until you get it, as I said,
until you settle the radio.
So if you're feeling the vibration of that person and it's having a reaction in you to be a negative, the person's matching yours and you're matching that person. So don't hate the person, because it's a mirror image of yourself. And that's what a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
The reason why you don't like me is because there's something
I love you
that matching you. You
right.
understand?
I understand what you're saying.
And if you like me and you love me because you recognize that I am you, we are one. We came from the same cloth. It doesn't matter how I look. The way that I look is because of the carnal world. The way that I'm speaking and feeling is the spiritual, energetic
Of
realm.
course, this is a host.
Right,
this
so
is a host, yeah.
What you call the corporeal and incorporeal realm, the physical and the spiritual realm. It is what it is. Human is matter, being is energy.
So that's where the vibrating comes.
That's it. Now, how do you stimulate yourself? We're up and we're doing everything every day in this realm. On a horizontal level, we're standing vertical. So vertically, we're on a horizontal plane, the world, right? We're very busy all day.
Too busy if you ask me.
However, when you've had a bath and you've eaten and everything and you're calming down, what you do with all these hours that you're in sleep mode, now that you're horizontal, on a horizontal, and you're going into the realm of sleep, you can educate yourself then. If you have a smartphone, if you have a smart TV, you put it on dark screen and you put vibrational frequencies that you would like to change in you. If you know, because to thine own self be true. If you're an arrogant person, then you put on the vibrational frequencies for serotonin, pheromones, for love, for wealth, for prosperity, for intelligence. And while you fall asleep, your subconscious never sleeps.
Nope.
Your consciousness sleeps. So your subconscious is being educated by different brainwave activities. So,
that's why music.
But you have to be careful, because music is set at 440 hertz. That's Hitler's rate. So all the music you listen to, unless it's 432, 443 and higher, 500 or 1000 or 992, you are still on a vibration that whatever I tell you to do, you're going to do it. And that's what you see a lot of artists do. Whine so, cock so, do so, whatever.
Put your hand up in the air.
That's it. That's
what are you saying?
So
listen to me. That's how I'm trying to process. I mean, this is remarkable information. So then, okay then. So, for example, the music of today. Right?
It's 440.
And they're talking about it influencing the youth to commit crimes. And people are saying that is foolishness. How music works. That is not foolishness.
No, it's not.
And
it's a science.
I didn't have this information, and I always believe if you're getting up in the morning every day and you're hearing certain words, it's like you're programming.
And look at the time you're hearing it. Remember when you and I had a personal conversation? When you're going to sleep, that's there. Whatever you tell the brain then, it's going to do. When you're coming out of sleep in the morning, that's there. Your monsters come. So if you're hearing trash, that's what you will become. Because believe it or not, you're feeding the brain that. You're feeding the thea stage, the thea frequency. That's what you're feeding it. So you have to stand, like I tell someone, try to get in front of the mirror and do mirror work and do your affirmations. I am love, I come from love, and I receive love. I am wealth, I come from wealth, and I receive. And every time the monsters are coming in, you speak it
affirmation,
out.
Affirmation.
Everything you
Power
say is an
yes.
affirmation. So
yes.
you have to change your vibrational frequency by understanding that that inner voice needs some control.
So I hope you're taking in this, whenever someone asks me, Warrior, how are you going? I use different words now. I always used to say, I'm excellent, I'm great. One time somebody said, you're always excellent. Sometimes I have no money, but I'm excellent. Because I didn't have this information. It wasn't placed like this. But I always know you have to stay positive. You have to stay positive. I always know that. But again, speaking with you before coming on set was like delightful. You know what it does. Listen to the word delightful. It sends off a bulb in your head.
Yeah.
And the words that you use very positive. Listen, the words that you use impact your life rather negatively or positively.
That's right. Yeah,
I don't know how to tell people that again.
Cause and effect.
The words that you use, be careful of the words that you use.
You have to look up the history and the meaning of a word. Everyone, when I tell them certain words, they look up the meaning. They say, but what you told me I didn't see. I say, you didn't look up the
Go to the history of the word. Listen, we see what you're saying there.
Like we try our best not to use but at all.
But
because it cancels out everything. We say however. I love you, but I just
I love you, but so immediately I want to know, let me hear what coming with that but now, like it has some doubts there.
That's it.
Imagine you ask your man, you love me, he said I love you, but my face going to change one time.
So however, if you say I love you, however,
that's softer.
Then let's listen to the however. The however is, I'm still learning about myself, and there are things that are not okay about myself, and I don't want to bring that to the table.
Yes.
While when you're in love, you're growing, and whatever it is you're going to learn about me, I'm going to learn about you, so we grow in love together. At the moment, I'm hoarding trash.
Yes, I need to get rid of some baggage.
And I really do appreciate you in my life. And I would love for you to just, we're going to do this, but we're not going to take it to the level of intimacy. Because when the two becomes one flesh, that's a frequency, you're going to carry my trash.
But Dorinda,
you're going to carry my trash.
But you're correct, because I think that's the problem with a lot of persons. As we just say, the toting garbage from whatever they went through in their life, whether it's a relationship, whatever,
parental, whatever,
the toting, and then they come into your life with all that baggage. Now, you don't see that in the beginning, no. Sometimes you may. Depends on how bad the situation is. Sometimes, if you're really good, you can say, nah, boy, that man, that woman, or that man has some issues. Basic conversation, if you pay attention, you realize the person toting.
Yeah, they're narcissistic.
Yeah, but basically, they're nice. And then, as you get to know them,
their aesthetics is nice.
Yes, they all are lovely.
Their aesthetics is nice.
They look beautiful on the outside, but then it's problems because they're toting. Now,
they're
a lot of people,
their truth.
Right, and now coming to that to tell you, a lot of people don't know to get rid of that baggage. They feel they need to tote it like ants, boy.
You are aware that there's some people who think their sadness is a beautiful piece of jewelry, right?
Yes, because listen, oh my gosh, talk the things.
You see, you would appreciate me more if I have a sad story.
Dorinda, hear what I say? Them looking for pity, boy. There are people who call illness on themselves. There are people who, if you're ill, people say, listen, everybody's get sick, you don't have to hide that because you don't know who can help you. I hear that, But there are persons who actually, I don't know, but they glorify their illness. They call illnesses on themselves because the whole world will be in sympathy with them. And then, I don't know, boy, how? How?
It's not a healthy energy.
It could never be healthy.
And once you get them over that hurdle, that low vibrational frequency, and they start feeling their serotonin and everything lifts up, which is the good hormones in you,
the healing goes to take place.
Yes, then they realize that they had blinders on. They weren't paying attention to their self-enhancement, their self-esteem.
Okay. Let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Right? We're back inside with Queen Dorinda Divine. So, Queenie, we was looking at persons who not facing their truth. Different aspect of those persons, and to the point where some even use illnesses to create a kind of sorry kind of thing.
Atmosphere.
A pity party. That is what I want to say.
Or an anger party.
Yeah. They have tantrums and people run to the aid and right?
Or they see an absolutely beautiful life and they don't feel good unless they destroy it over and over and over and over. Because they're vibrating so low. So my advice to everyone, like I was saying, is that pull it up. Everybody has a smartphone. Or ask your friend to get it and send it on your WhatsApp or whatever. Or on my Facebook, Dorinda Divine, I post a lot.
Right.
Where you can pull up
we will get into that at the end.
Frequency.
Right.
All right. So you pull up frequencies matching that you would like to match.
Right.
If it's prosperity, wealth, health, wise intelligence, physical
whatever
health.
you want to manifest.
Right.
So we're talking about how do you manifest. Right. With all the talk we're talking, I know some of you want to know about how do I do it? The how part. You understand? So Dorinda is going to specifically tell you about making attempts to manifest positive vibes in your life. In other words, we're vibrating on a high frequency. How do you get up there?
Right. It's pretty easy. Like I say, when you're going to sleep, set your phone. Don't put it to face you. Don't put it under your pillow.
No.
Have a little side table. Rest it there. Okay, if you put your phones in a large cup or bowl, it's going to be very loud. It will amplify. However, you don't need it too loud. The loudest on your phone is just good enough for when you're falling asleep or when you're sleeping. So you put it on the frequency for love. And you do this one for 21 days. And you see you're changing. You do feel the changes. You feel the changes sometimes after one night.
You feel that.
Right. So after that, you do the one for wealth. You do the one for health. You do the one for peacefulness. You know, you change it. Okay. And then you start writing. What I tell everyone, I used to tell everyone 20 days, try 20 things, try 13. See that 13 is a holy number and a very good number.
Why is it a holy number?
It's a good number if you're
13, 1-3.
Right, 1-3. It was taken away from us as a bad thing, just like Black Friday and everything. However, you have to recognize that fruits doesn't ripe in the day. Everything that is worthy of intake, it
happens in secret. Oh my gosh, this woman,
So once you understand how powerful darkness is, you realize that the truth was hidden right in front of your face.
Listen, again,
right? So
I must share because I want to show, you know, we always using religion and listen, it is one, everything comes together. My Oluwo, right? Oluwola Tunji Samorin. He taught me that Aje, the most phenomenal things happen in secret. He said, where does the
life comes from?
Life starts in the womb.
In the darkness.
In the darkness. Yeah. When penis enter vagina, it's dark in there.
It's darkness.
Right?
Yeah.
And all the
life
phenomena
begins
in the darkness.
Yeah.
And
you see the
it's
manifestation of it in the light.
Exactly.
So avocado doesn't ripe in the day.
They tell you do your
Bananas don't ripe in the day.
It ripens
Nothing.
in night.
Everything is at night. When we're sleeping, we receive oxygen when they are sleeping.
That's why they tell you, do your thing in the darkness. Meaning, do it in secret. You have
Don't
a
let your
plan,
left hand know
you
what
have
your
a
right hand
project,
doing.
do
Yeah.
it exactly.
Quiet.
Do it in secret, and then it will manifest in the light.
And
for
have nothing to
all
say.
to
Have
see.
nothing to say.
Have nothing to
when
say.
you want to change your frequency, you start again. 13 things. Let's try the 13th.
Yes.
13 things I like about myself. 13 things I don't like about myself.
And you're writing that down.
13 things I would like to change about myself, right? And you get a book. Make sure you put it where nobody could find it, because you're going to lie. When you're writing and people could find it, you're going to doctor it. So I always tell my patients, you want to do this and you want to put it where no one can find
Be true to yourself.
your truth. Okay?
Right.
So when you do that, when you're ready for the exercise, you need a wash rag, you need a mirror, and you need to be alone.
What do you wash your for? To dry your tears?
You're going to ball down the place, because you can't look at your nose or your cheek. You have to look at your eyes, because that's the window to your soul. Remember, our face is where we were. Mouth, the womb. Nose, where we live now, air. Eyes, soul. So on your face is what you were and who you are. Okay, it's right there. The world of water is your mouth. The world of air is your nose. And right now, the world of air, through COVID, is being destroyed. So it's not only a medical, biological war weapon, it is a spiritual war weapon.
What is it? So above,
As above, so below,
as within,
so outwardly.
so outwards.
Right, and
That's
as the
right.
uterus, so the universe. Right? So once you understand that everything in the uterus is what you're going to manifest. So how do we manifest? Now you have 5 senses, which is touching, sight, seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing.
Right.
You have the different gamma, beta, alpha, theta, delta. So you have to be in a frequency. But I'm not in a frequency because I'm a very bitter person. Right? And I want your help, Dorinda, because I'm so bitter. It's like, okay. So when you're feeling the bitterness, you have the choice to change. You are allowing
Bitterness to consume you.
Right. So you have to speak to yourself, that inner voice that's trying to control you, to break the vase or to get on like
or
a
to
fool.
cuss or get on real
You
bad.
just calm it. Yes, it's new. This is your first day. We have 21 days to change this. And you get your book and you write down.
The things you like and the
I
things
always
you
say
don't
to
like.
someone, no matter how bad you are, if somebody touches someone you love,
That's right.
you're going to feel it. So don't tell me that you don't have the requirements of allowing love into your person. You have it. We all have it.
We all have it because we were created that way.
Right. And when you see those spiritual energy wakes you up at 2 something or 3 o'clock in the morning because they want to have a conversation.
Granny said pray when they get up 2, 3 in the morning.
Get up.
Pray.
You get up. They want you to get up. So you get up, you get your book and your pen, and you write down. You get the messages. The things that you're hearing is not foolishness. It's real.
Yes.
So you write it down. You write down the date and the time, and you see when they manifest. And you never ask. I tell people, you don't ask. You state within a thankful gratitude intentions what you would like to have manifested.
Be
so
grateful.
I am thankful,
That's
filled
right.
with gratitude that I had the privilege of sitting on your show. I am so thankful that you allowed me through Maria Bola, which is an absolutely darling of a person.
Yes, she is.
To say, and she said
Hi,
nothing.
Maria.
And she said nothing to me. And I told you that,
Yes.
You told me, Maria. She didn't call and say anything.
No.
So
she's
she
the-
allowed,
yeah.
because she knows too how I operate. You allow the universe to do what it has to do in the way that it has to do. So it was kept in the darkness.
And then
to
it
be
comes out in the light.
manifested.
Yes.
Right. So you want to be rich. You want to be more loving. You want to be more healthy. You write those things. I am thankful that my health is improving each and every day. Presently,
grateful,
now.
boy. Be
You have
grateful.
to state the presently and the now. Excuse, because if you don't, you're not telling the universe when. Remember.
So time is important. Time frames are
And
important.
in the universe has
Yes.
no time, just like love.
Yeah.
Love transcends time and space.
And
Not
time and
because you
space.
die or you're in England or America, I stop loving you. Love transcends time and space. So too, there's an affirmation. One of the affirmations that comes through very quickly, again, is if I curse you or cuss you. However, that energy that we put into that is why it comes quickly, why you see the negative actions and reaction causing an effect with a result. However, if I sincerely love you and I nurture you and I see the things that I'd like you to see in you, which means nurture, I'm not changing you. I'm seeing what you're not seeing. So through your affirmation,
that's a mistake we make. We like to change people. We could change people.
You can't change anyone.
Can't change
so
nobody.
When the vibrational frequencies are there and it's going very well, you are now admiring the new you. Okay?
You all with us? It's plenty stuff, Dorinda.
Yes.
They said time does fly when you're having fun.
Yes.
Yeah? I ain't going over the studio people watching me. So we have 5 minutes.
Yes.
Well, 6 really. You have 6 minutes to capsule what you would like to say. Right? We touched so much.
Yes.
You have to come back on this program.
Okay.
1 hour could never be enough for somebody so voluminous as you. You know, with all this wealth of knowledge. But use the few minutes to reach out to persons who want to get out of that low state of vibration.
You have to state before that mirror, when you hear people say do mirror work, get into the frequency of doing mirror work. And if you don't remember all what I have to say, pull up Florence Scoville Shen, Dr. Joe Dispenza. You have never got it. Feeling is the secret. You pull up these people or you get in touch with me.
Right.
And
Dorinda has a page, it's Dorinda Divine on Facebook. Yeah.
Right, yes. So, and we have a team that would work with you, that would show you how to get from A to Z. Your words, remember, words are spelling. To form a word, we have to spell it out. When you speak it, you are casting. The power of the word lies in your tongue. Life and death lives in the power of the word.
Yes.
So once you learn the history of what you are saying, you will have different manifestations occurring, and you would allow that which is serving your healthiest good intentions to be manifested in your life. And once that starts to happen,
you're on your way.
You're on your way. And you're going to stop cursing anyone. Right? You're just going to know that this is a reflection of me. This person's a reflection of me. Even if this person is a, you know what. You just open your hands. I don't tell anybody to close their hands. I always say you open. You want to receive? Open your hands and lift your head up. Open your eyes and say, I am so thankful that right now I'm grounded in my truth. Take your shoes off, because Robert disconnects us from ether and earth. Fire, we are elements. Fire, water, earth, air, metal, wood, spirit. We stand here with all. And you just speak your truth. Speak your truth, and then you say thank you at the end of it, that it's happening presently now. Ashe, let it go.
Nothing to add, nothing to take away. All I would say is, see you next time on the Feminine Drive. Ashe.